Well, speaking of science fiction, I managed to get in another episode of Space 1999. It's been a while. I promised I would review them. So the last episode I did was, was called Guardians of Piri. And I guess the only thing notable about it was that it featured an actress who will be cast in a new character for the second season. So she appears here in a skimpy outfit, and she's just beautiful. But it turns out she's just an android. They land on this, or they come to this planet. And another notable thing about it was that the Space 1999 would kind of fluctuate between their budget, I suppose, and their special effects, which came close to looking like not quite the level of 2001: A Space Odyssey, but looking pretty cool at moments, and then back to being cheap crap. And this one was just total cheap crap. I mean, this weird planet they go to that you can obviously see that it's like a child's diorama on a table. Stuff like that. But basically, it's something that makes the people feel happy and content. And so they don't really want to do anything. And this supercomputer seems to be controlling this, and it sucks in the crew of Alpha One, and they all pretty much abandon their lives on the moon base and head over to the planet Piri, and just sort of lay around and don't really care about anything. And but except for Commander Koenig. Now, why he was unaffected by this, it's never really explained. I guess he's just a driven man, and he couldn't be. It was just really bad. It was quite the slap job of a show. And that's about it. And so he has to convince them, and he gets the doctor to come through, and she realizes, oh, we've been wrong all this time, whatever. And then finally, when they realize the pretty woman is really just an android, they dress up, they put on her skimpy outfit on a mannequin and toss it into the crowd. That's about it. It's really bad. And then, hey, we're free now. So they go home. And then after they're leaving, they look back and see that the Guardian of Piri, or whatever the computer's name was, is no longer in control. And suddenly vegetation began to take root on the planet and stuff. And oh, well, maybe we should have stayed, because they're looking for a new home. They can't get back to Earth. So yeah, I guess you should have, but they didn't. They just keep going through space. And once again, the overall problem with this is the concept is that this explosion resulted in knocking the moon out of its orbit with the Earth and sent it on this journey through deep space. And they keep encountering these other planets, yet how can the moon not be captured by the gravitational force of these other planets? It would. In fact, it probably would have been captured by one of the planets in our solar system and never would have gone into this deep space journey. But yeah, oh boy. So there's just a style and look to it that I think people were kind of fond of for its time and when you're a kid. And I remember seeing that around, and the lunch boxes and whatnot. And so I think there's that attachment to it. And some episodes, despite these really ginormous plot holes from the whole concept, some of them aren't that bad per se, but it's just a really cheap and watered down ripoff of Star Trek, and that's about it. There's always been talk of reviving it and probably doing a Space 2099 or something like that, but I think I would rewrite it to where it's a space station or a spaceship lost. And of course, then it comes to the plot of Lost in Space, which Voyager in Star Trek series did that. So, yeah, I mean, I guess a space station would be different, but the whole moon, no, I don't think so. Unless it's like the moon fell into a wormhole and ended up somewhere else and keeps going through wormholes and they can't figure out how to stop it from doing it or something like that. But the idea of it just being an explosion, pushing it through space and then encountering all these other worlds and not being captured by the gravitational forces, I don't think that's how it would work out. So, There you go. Another episode under the belt, and it was a bad one. It was just, they had to fill out the slot, I guess. So maybe this counts as a filler episode for Space 1999. But anyway, there you go. Do look it up. They are on YouTube, and you'll see what I mean. The planet Piri with these, I don't know, mothballs on pins or whatever it was. You can check that out. But other than that, the android girl is pretty hot. So there's that. Yeah, you got that. So there you go. Space 1999.
All right. Thank you for watching and listening. Why not like and subscribe and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores and have plenty of goodies for you. You know, hats, mugs, stickers, posters, all that goody stuff. Plus, you can head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book Night Night. Oh, yeah. Plus, you can also catch my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on my channel at BitChute. That's the Mr Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.